Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Darksiders 3 with Chaos Counseling, doing some floaty shit.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to say, you mean Darksiders 2? And I'm like, wait, no, it really is Darksiders 3 now.
I'm not dumb!
I genuinely wonder how Luke will sound in post.
He's not gonna sound like anything.
Because I know I can hear him, and you get little blips on the soundboard.
Blam.
But
what I just said is part of me wanted to yell, you mean Darksiders 2?
yeah, again, I have no idea how it's gonna sound in post.
Well, no, I'm just reiterating it for those who didn't hear. If you couldn't hear me at all.
I could probably turn it up. Luckily, if you know how to finagle with editing, you can kinda increase volume. But when you do that, if you guys have watched a lot of our videos, you might have been able to tell when I do that, because you can suddenly hear more white noise because the voice is more at the level of
Can you
white
be
noise.
electric-y when you're in the water?
I don't think so. Oh, I can. I just can't be fiery.
Oh, because water puts that shit out.
Actually, another thing I like about this game is the different effects your forms have on water. Now, to be fair, the fire it puts your fire out, and that's it.
Oh, you Invisibrew!
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
I
That's
hate those
rude.
things. They hurt like a bitch. Like, they are freaking powerful.
Oh, I said Invisibrew because I was thinking of Invisero!
I thought that's just what people say. That's
From Haunting Ground.
Oh, yeah!
I don't know why, but I recently went back and wanted to go through the Walking Ground Haunting Ground series because it was a good series.
It was a
and
good
I
one.
picked a few videos and I watched the intros and I was like, man, this was fun.
That was a fun one. We need to go back and play another whole
Invisibrew,
game.
that's why I said Invisibrew.
Invisibrew. I've said Invisibrew like for the longest time. That's just what I say.
Yeah.
So, is an Invisibrew a beer that's invisible?
It depends, I think, on the manufacturer. I forgot what it was called of the people who actually make wine, so I said the manufacturer. Oh, wow, that's a lot of souls up there.
Go get him. Oh, kill that thing first. Yeah, go get him.
Oh my gosh. So, audience who watches this, I literally don't know who watches this because the other episodes haven't come up. How is everything? Going good? I hope so.
And I hope Ivan watches this, because he was one of our biggest commenters in Darksiders 2.
I hope those who like the Darksiders series are enjoying this series.
Me too.
Even though we are the most casual players on the planet.
Yes. It probably doesn't help that with like most Let's Players, you know, they're the ones always constantly playing, so they're either super focused and don't say anything, or they're commenting and they are able to react better. But when there's us, just not playing, we're just sitting there. Sometimes our brains just go into watch mode, and it's just like we're not the Let's Players. We're watching the Let's Play.
Yeah, that's why I try my best to try to keep the conversation going. But sometimes I fail because after a while I'm like, I've run out of things.
I hear ya.
Yeah. I just suck at it because I deal with kids all day and have to do that, and then I come here and it's just like
There are different types of Let's Playing styles, and we're never really consistent.
we are not consistent, and that's our style.
Yeah, that's our style. Like in Monster Prom, we're always like laughing and screaming, and then usually when it comes to series like Darksiders, we're kind of just chilling and talking about literally whatever while the other person plays the game.
I think it's the difference between voice-acted Let's Plays and non-voice-acted Let's Plays.
Yeah.
I think that's it, yeah. And honestly, there's different Let's Play styles. Like, I know people that are like, I cannot listen to active, like very energetic Let's Players because that is just too tiring for me. And they struggle to find Let's Players that are actually pretty calm in their commentary. So it takes everybody. I don't know where we fit on the spectrum.
I would
But
love to
takes all
see
sorts.
someone create like those 4-quadrant grids
Oh, yeah.
and put all the Let's Players somewhere on it so we can
That would be
'cause-
maybe a few.
Okay, some of the major ones and then us, because I want to see how we compare.
I would want to see that too because there's a lot of Let's Plays. YouTube has gotten, I mean,
It is one of the it's basically what the entire gaming section is basically almost.
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much, and
It's oversaturated.
it there's like enough to the like back in the day when Let's Play was first starting, you would pretty much know most of the Let's Players that were out and about. Now it can get to the point where you will hear about a Let's Player and you're like, oh, I never heard of them, and they will have like 3 million subscribers, and you're like,
oh, okay.
Okay.
And then there's us.
Where people are like, oh, I haven't heard of them. They have this many. And everyone's like, oh, okay, maybe that's why. But honestly, I think it's kind of a good thing. I mean,
yeah, it probably is. But at the same time, I'm always grateful to see those comments. They're like, why don't you have like 1 million subscribers?
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, I'm so touched, but we probably don't deserve it.
Especially since we're doing the comparing numbers game. I'm trying to get better of actually, like, instead of just seeing numbers, thinking of being like, that's that many people.
Yeah, no, that's when
this many people comment.
I'm still freaking out.
This many people like the video. I want to make it more of a personal thing.
Yeah, no, as soon as we hit 100, I thought like the world was ending. There's 100 people that give a shit about us, and that's crazy.
There was an episode I remember in Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. I remember this because I had to edit a little segment of it where we basically talked about like, man, if we get 50 subscribers, I don't know what we're gonna do.
I still don't know what to do with 350 plus, man.
Considering the fact that
thank you
popularity
guys
exploded almost overnight thanks to Monster Prom.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for those who are watching. Seriously, thank you.
It also made me super happy to watch the Monster Prom commenters like, you're back, you're alive.
I know. Your time is very much appreciated, and I thank you very much for sharing it with us.
It's definitely like, this is my favorite hobby, and I'm just so grateful people enjoy the product of said hobby.
Getting like good feedback like that makes me always remember like, oh yeah, I'm doing this for, you know, a reason. It's great.
I will admit, for the record, beautiful watchers, I'm not mad at you or anything, but part of me is like, oh man, my favorite thing that we've ever done on the channel is Flashback. Like, I wish it was as popular as our Monster Prom videos.
But Flashback, I'm not dating anyone yet. I'm working on it.
You are?
I'm working on it. We're not dating.
You're kind of dating.
In my mind, in Kadia's mind, yes. Jacqueline, I'm not so sure.
We're getting to Mirror Break. They have... I don't know if I should say anything, but it happens over Mirror Break.
Hopefully cute shit.
Yeah. I was about
a bunch of cute shit.
I was about to either confirm or deny it and like correct you, and then I was like, wait, she's doing this on purpose.
I'm dropping such subtle hints.
Such subtlety.
I'm so good at the art of subtlety.
Well,
If you spell subtlety with a sledgehammer.
Oh, I smell it with a jackhammer. Subtlety. I love though, I just realized it doesn't smell. You can't smell subtlety with a jackhammer.
Oh. Smell subtlety.
Oh god.
I just imagine someone going up to the ground and being like, yes.
No, just they take a sniff of the ground and a hole shows up, just
this ground smells like intelligence and sarcasm. Oh,
gee.
Must be
Oh my gosh, what?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you.
Those show up a lot now.
No,
Like,
thank you.
Those become regular jump scare enemies from this point forward. Enjoy.
I don't like them.
Oh jeez, hi.
You
Speaking
shouldn't break them anymore.
what? Speaking
They'll jump out even if you don't break them.
Sounds good.
Speaking of jump scare enemies, and just for the fact of I can't think of any, what are some jump scare enemies that you guys ended up dreading growing up?
I ended up wedding.
Skulltulas in the Deku Tree. Have we shared this story, Sunshine? Because we really should have if we haven't. So, our grandma bought an N64 for us because, well, our parents were really against us owning video games when we were kids. And our
That's
grandparents...
some badass grandparents.
And our grandparents wanted to have an excuse for us to come over to their house more often. So, well, I was the first one of the three of us to actually play Zelda. I didn't really get far. Our older brother was the one who figured out how to get, to the Deku Tree. Me and my older brother, I think less so Sunshine, have severe arachnophobia.
Yeah, I don't really have it.
Well, I know that you are more screaming because of me and but one of the Skulltulas dropped from the ceiling on us just randomly. We screamed like Bloody Mary, and I just booked it upstairs and like just went and hugged her mom because I just was traumatized.
But repeat your question because I couldn't understand for some reason.
What is a scary or memorable?
Oh, memorable. Okay.
Like jump scare enemy that I honestly forgot my thing, but I remember a Zelda thing that I can say.
Oh, please do.
Just
It's-
jump scare enemies that you remember.
Yeah,
okay.
jump scares enemies that you guys remember because I honestly cannot remember any. This isn't a jump scare. I used to because I used to be super into like roleplay.
Yes.
I would roleplay sometimes on more completed game files.
Yes,
And just go
same.
through the file and just hang out and stuff.
Kendall, you and me are like twins. It's the weirdest thing.
I know, right? How the frick did we meet each other?
Oh no, man.
So there was a time I was playing Majora's Mask. I think I've told Abby this story. She's nodding with knowledge.
That was the main Zelda role-playing game, man.
So I was. Keep in mind, this was like one of the first Zelda games that I played with like my brother or like something. I didn't watch my dad play it. He used to play games, and we would watch him. I didn't watch him play this game for some reason. But anyway, I found something that they had been trying to find, but they had no idea where to look because you can't really find a guide back then.
No, not that.
I found it by accident because. So here's the setup. It's dawn of the first day.
Throw that sound effect.
Dawn of the first day. I don't know how many hours remain, unfortunately.
72 hours remain.
Well, I mean, it was the middle of the night of the first of the first night,
That would be 60 hours remain.
something like that. It was like two.
Oh, hey, cutscene.
I'll talk about this afterwards.
What is it? Something about this place.
Oh, you wish to repent for your sins.
I will not waver to cleave the Watcher head from your Watcher body.
Less sarcasm. Noted, mistress.
Shield your eyes!
Right. What is that?
It's God.
Well,
I don't know.
Imagine my disappointment. To think that this is the best the Council has to offer.
What the fuck?
Of the fabled Four
You're gorgeous.
Horsemen, they send the lowliest, the most pathetic of all.
Charming as ever. I've come for you.
Oh, really? As if you'd know what to do with me if you could have me.
Oh, what?
Please, spare me.
Are you not one of the great seven deadly? Fight me instead of cowering, you pompous, pathetic
Your
excuse!
taunts are a waste of breath, horseman. No more an annoyance than the buzzing of a fly. Beneath my notice, like everything else in the Creator's grand experiment, even the greatest treasures of heaven and hell pale beneath my light. Scurry back to the hole you were born from. Perhaps when I am the only sin left on this sad little rock, you will be worthy of an audience with me.
When I'm done, there will be no sins left standing.
So you say. Considering your current state, I find it highly unlikely that we'll ever meet again. But by the rare chance you do earn my favor, find me in Ares. Though I highly doubt a creature such as yourself would be welcome in a place so refined. I encourage you to surprise me, horseman. Until that time,
What an insufferable creature.
Souffles. That was the character I mentioned to draw the mask for me in this one.
Okay, that's why I have that on my phone.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was looking at that, I'm like, I know Luke wanted me to draw with something, but I cannot remember what it was.
It was because, if you remember, I originally said do Strife, but that's just because I didn't think there was going to be a fourth game. But it sounds like they still want there to be a fourth game, which means I want you to save Strife's mask for that one.
Okay.
Since that's the only other character I think that wears a mask, I said just do that one.
Whatever
Okay.
the creator saw in them.
So continue your story
Okay.
of the thing you found.
So, dawn of the first day, 60 hours remain. 2 o'clock, middle of night. I was Deku Scrub. I was in the room you get where you have to you kind of have to lie your way in order to get in there, and inside has a silver chest.
Yes!
You have to get the room key. You have to pretend you're the Goron.
Yeah.
So I was there at 2 o'clock. And me being the young role player I am, I decided that the Deku Scrub had to go to the bathroom. So I walked down, unknowing, because this was something no one knew about in our family. And I go and walk into the bathroom, and suddenly a hand protrudes from the toilet and tries to freaking rip your face! I dropped the controller and screamed like the baby I was! My brother came rushing into the room, because we shared a room at the time, and he was like, "What's going on?" And he like pointed at the screen, and he's like, "Oh, Dad's been looking for that!" And I was like, "What the f is that?" Why would Dad want to find it? Oh my gosh. Ah!
He's beautiful.
So that was an unintentional jump scare.
Let's see. Jump scare.
Jump scare monster.
Yeah!
Woo! I thought the navigator was its health bar, and I was like, dang! And then I realized it was the navigator. The other jump scare things I remember are things in, like, BioShock games where you'll be, like, examining something and you turn around and it's an
There
enemy.
it is.
An enemy's just has spawned because you picked up something.
Yep.
Or, like, wants to scream at you.
Hello?
You know, actually, the only memorable, the only jump scares that come to my mind is from the current game I'm playing, called Deathmark.
Okay.
I recommend it, but it does have some, nudity? Question mark?
Alright, let's desecrate all these graves.
Yeah, good for you. But it has some jump scares in there that some of them were cheap. Some of them were actually decently okay. Like, one of them was, the music was totally building up for it, and then nothing happened. I'm like, oh, okay. And then the character turns around, and there they are, kind of in the distance instead of just right in your face. But it still scared the shit out of me. I'm like, oh, hi!
Yeah.
That's how to do a proper jump scare. Don't just shove it in your face with a loud stinger. Just put him there, and that will scare the shit out of me.
Yep.
Because that's perfect, because you've built it up, my body's still tense, I'm put into a false sense of security afterwards, and then there it is. Because fuck you.
Yeah, I watched a couple of YouTubers who talk about the problem with modern horror. They rely too much on loud noises to facilitate their scares. Meaning that horror it's not creepy because it's actually creepy. It's creepy because they're tricking you into reacting.
And that's why I've actually really enjoyed Deathmark for a horror game, is the only loud noises that have happened are not loud booms or wind instruments or anything. They're loud bells. Just chimes that just ching, and that's it. That's the loudest thing I've heard in it so far in my memory. Besides, I guess, the ghost moans and stuff.
Yeah.
But music-wise, that's the loudest it gets. The rest is eerily quiet. I think actually in most of the levels there is no music. It's just noise. And that is the scariest shit. That's how you do horror. Is either have very eerie, quiet, barely distinguishable music or none.
Or make the music seem like it's building up to something.
And then, yeah. I really highly recommend Deathmark. It's for, I think, Vita, Switch, and PS4. So,
I'll have to look
Alright,
into
something
it.
fell down there.
That is an episode. Do you want to put your final thoughts on this,
No.
Luke?
Yeah. I've once heard the true sense of horror is the feeling of isolation. And the problem is with soundtracks that are too bombastic is that it fails to make you feel alone.
It makes you feel like a band's following you around. And you're just like, thanks guys for the company.
Okay, so see you next time.
Bye.